Good morning, everybody. I hope this finds you all doing really well and filled with peace, joy, and hope, and most of all, love. Forgive my voice a little bit. I joked on something sour yesterday, and I think I scratched my throat up a little bit, so I sound a little rougher than I normally do. I wanted to come to you this morning. It was just something really simple, and once again, I have notes, so you know how that goes. Have you ever gazed up at the night sky and looked at all the beautiful stars, especially if you're out here in Arizona or you're in the desert or Montana or places where the sky is very deep and dark and prevalent, and just stared in awe and wonder of the stars and the constellations and the things that you see out there in that beautiful dark night sky? If you have, go back there for a minute in your heart and think about that for a second. Just kind of hold that thought and remember it while I'm speaking this to you. Without the darkness, we can't see the stars. That came to me this morning, and it just hit me so profoundly and so beautifully. It ties into the other things that have been deposited in my heart about darkness that's being presented and what it means and what it doesn't mean, and what possibly, perhaps, if we're willing to broaden our minds, what it could mean. There is much darkness being presented right now in the world in which we are existing in this plane. Much darkness. I mean, I don't have to go into the details of what they are, because in your interpersonal life, very close to you, I'm sure you're seeing on a daily basis the things that are occurring to present themselves as darkness in relationships and financial situations and everything else. And then on the outer scale of things, a little bit bigger, none of us we don't have to discuss what's happening. We are all seeing it, and we are all recognizing it as being a presented darkness. So we do see this. Perhaps we need not fear this darkness. Perhaps maybe we can just ponder for a moment that we don't run away from it, or push it away, or reach for a light to make it disappear. Perhaps maybe, just maybe, we should embrace this darkness. Because in this darkness is where we'll be able to see the light, the beautiful stars. Without this darkness being presented as it is, we wouldn't be able to see what is in comparison to it, what is in duality to it, what is on the other side of it. And that very what is going to be the solution to the entire circumstance we find ourselves in. And what is that? I wrote down here, look for the light that can be seen. Look for it. It can be seen ever so much clearly now, presented with this abundance darkness, this abundance of darkness. And the more the darkness presents itself, the brighter the light will get. And the easier it will be to discover it, to find it, to see it, to join it, to be it, and to be seen. I don't know about you, but I want the love of Father to be seen, so that everyone will remember who they truly are. So thank you, darkness, for revealing the light to those who have eyes to see. Thank you, thank you. I do embrace you. I do not fear you. I will not run from you. I'm grateful that you're revealing. This is an apocalypse. What does apocalypse mean? It's a big word that, I always used to associate with movies about the end times and death and mayhem. It means revealing. What's the darkness doing? Revealing. What's it revealing? The light. So, we can see it ever so much clearly now, with all the kind darkness revealing it for us. Revealing for any of us who have eyes to see. So, that being said, I just want to say that I see you. Thanks to the darkness. In part, not in total, because it's only a part in the stage on which we are playing out this grand play. It is a character, and it's playing its part well. It's using the props. It's also improvising. I'm having a real problem with that word lately. It's also improvising, which improv is a form of acting that you basically switch it up as you go off the top of your head. So the darkness is playing its perfect role, but I see you, beautiful sis stars and bro stars. In this dark night sky, I gaze out and I see you, and I am in awe, and I am in wonder at the beauty that my eyes behold. Keep shining your light, for the darkness will be ever working so hard to make it easy for those that have the eyes to see your light, and to be encouraged by it, and to pump theirs up a few shades because of your light. So keep shining. And then I have a bunch of typos in these notes, so let the I don't even know what that says. Oh, for this light that we all possess, because we are Father, and we are all one. I had a friend of mine describe it in a word picture, and it's quite beautiful. I'm going to describe it for you again, this oneness. And I never thought about this. I've described this oneness in many different, ways. But you remember the old lamps back in the, the lava lamp days? It was probably a little bit after that, but the fiber optic lamps that would have a lamp down at the base, and they would have all these fibers that would kind of fan out into this fan. And when you turned it on, the base light, you could see it was very, very bright, very, very distinct, that this is where the origin of the light came from. But through each fiber optic, it was illuminating in these beautiful, sometimes rainbow colors, and then out the end of it, it would just shine as brightly as the base. And it was just a wonder to behold. It was a cool invention. But this friend of mine used that as a word picture to describe this oneness that we are, but in the individuated aspects of it, and the individuated, what's the word I'm looking for? Representation of that. All of them, very, very their own threads, with their own color hues, their own lights. Everything about them is their own, but they're all connected to this. And guess what? And connected to that, they're also connected all to one another. So they're really the same light. So with that word picture, shine your light. Keep your eyes peeled in that darkness. Keep looking for the light, and it will be revealed to all that have eyes to see this light. And it will do magical, incredible things. And one of the things I said at the last of my little typo list that took me a minute to figure out what the heck I wrote, what will happen is this light will eventually, gently, lovingly, and perfectly guide the darkness back into itself. And then once again, we will be in that place where all will be light. And we will be living in a very different existence than we are now. New heaven, new earth. And all of this darkness being presented is very, very much a role character in this play. Has to be, because if it wasn't here, we wouldn't be able to see the light. I just found that to be incredible. I hope you do too. I love you all very, very much. I am very, very much so constantly in a connected, aware state of all of us being connected to one another in such deep and profound ways, and just walking through my days with all of you right next to me. I feel all of you, and I love you all very much, and I'm so grateful that you're here with me too, for none of us are ever alone. It's another proposed role actor being alone, and it is also a darkness that reveals the light. We're not alone, we're together. So have a beautiful day, and go out and shine. I love you all, and we'll talk again soon.